Types of animal tissues. All organisms are made up of cells. While the number of cells of which the organism are made of varies from species to species. A living organism may comprise a single cell like an amoeba or billions of cells as in an elephant. An individual animal contains many types of cells, which further join to form tissue and then organ. The processes of differentiation and specialization at tissue level allow each organ to make it responsible for performing particular function. The human body consists of some 100 trillion cells, although it starts its development from a single cell, the zygote. Cells are grouped into tissue, or you may say that a living tissue is made from a group of cells with similar structure and function. Animals have 4 types of tissues: epithelial, connective, muscular and nervous. The tissues are arranged in such a way that the cells present in them work as a team to make the working of that organ possible. Here are some examples of tissues: skin covering body, the lining of the intestine, components forming blood. A group of different tissues work together to do a particular job when present in the form of organs. Here are some examples of organs: heart, lung, stomach, brain, etc. Each of these organs is made up of different tissues. For example, stomach has different layers of cells. Inner lining of epithelial cells, smooth muscular tissue forming its basic body. Blood as a type of connective tissue, and nerves as the cells of nervous tissue are uniformly distributed throughout the organ. This way, multiple tissues compose organs and body structures. The study of tissue is known as histology. It is the study of the microscopic anatomy of cells and tissues of plants and animals. Animal tissues are of 4 basic types: epithelial, connective, muscular and nervous tissues. Generally, animals are said to be made up of these basic 4 types of tissues, but the presence of these tissues may differ, depending on the type of organism. The epithelial tissues are formed by cells that cover the organ surfaces and the inner lining of the body systems. Epithelial tissue is commonly referred to as epithelium. The epithelial tissue forms a lining for some part of the body. It is composed of closely packed cells arranged in flat sheets. Epithelial tissues form the surface of the skin, line many body cavities, and cover the internal organs. The cells in this type of tissue are very closely packed together with no spaces between them. With a tightly packed arrangement, it is expected that this tissue serves some type of barrier and provides protective function. If epithelium gets damaged, the chances of germ infecting our body through that exposed area increases. As a group, epithelial tissues perform a variety of functions including protection, absorption, excretion, secretion, and lubrication, etc. Classification of epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissue is commonly classified based on the shape of the cells. Note: the shape of the cells and the location of nuclei in 3 types of epithelial tissues. Squamous epithelium. The shape of cells is like flat tiles on a floor. The shape of the nucleus also takes the shape of the cell. Squamous cells, for example, have horizontally flattened elliptical nuclei because of the thin, flattened form of the cell. Cuboidal epithelium. As the name indicates, cuboidal cells are almost square or cuboidal in shape. Each cell has a spherical nucleus in the center. This shape also resembles a dice. Columnar epithelium. Cells appear rectangular in side view with the nucleus displaced towards the base of the cell. This shape also resembles a brick's shape. Classification of epithelial tissue is also based on the number of cell layers. When the tissue is organized into one-celled thick layer, it is classified as simple. When the cells forming this tissue are arranged in more than one layer of cells, the tissue is named as stratified. As the name indicates, connective tissue serves to support and to bind other tissues. It holds organs in place and connects various parts of the body. The most common type of connective tissue is loose connective tissue. Connective tissue is the most diverse of the 4 types of tissue with a wide variety of types and functions. It is present in different forms ranging from a fluid-like connective tissue, blood, to another connective tissue which is very hard, bone. The connective tissues generally consist of various types of cell population surrounded by a ground substance. The proportion of cells and ground substance varies greatly from one type of connective tissue to another. Muscular tissue. Cells present in muscular tissue have specialized cells that have the ability to contract and expand. Muscular tissue is responsible for movement of the body and changes in the size and shape of internal organs. Muscular tissue is the most abundant. Muscle cells are generally referred to as muscle fibers, and they are highly specialized for contractions. Such contractions may result in the movement of the whole body or a portion of it if the muscles are attached to a movable part of the skeleton. If the muscle is located in the wall of a hollow organ, its contractions may cause the contents of the organ to move. Example: peristaltic movement of material through the digestive tract. Types of muscle tissues. 3 types of muscle tissue are distinguished on the basis of structure and their location. Striated or skeletal muscle tissue. Skeletal muscle is the most abundant tissue in the vertebrate body. These muscles are attached to bones and bring about movement in our body hence they are named as skeletal muscles. Unstriated or smooth muscle tissue is made up of thin elongated muscle cells. These cells are responsible for involuntary movements such as the contraction of the smooth muscle tissue in the walls of the stomach and intestines. Cardiac muscle tissue. This is a unique tissue found only in the walls of the heart. Cardiac muscle tissue shows some of the characteristics of smooth muscle and some of skeletal muscle tissue. Nervous tissue. Nervous tissue is composed of two types of cells, neurons and neuroglial cells. The tissue also consists of several sensory fibers. Nervous tissue forms the brain, spinal cord, and different types of nerves. This tissue primarily connects the central nervous system to the rest of the body. This tissue is responsible for sensing stimuli and transmitting signals to and from different parts of an organism. Neurons are the basic unit of nervous tissue. Nerve cells have long finger-like projections that are able to conduct and transmit signals. Nerve cells are variable in appearance, but all neurons have a cell body and certain processes. The cell body contains the nucleus and other organelles that maintain the nerve cell. The processes extend from the nerve cell to communicate with other cells. There are two types of processes: dendrites that receive impulses and axons that transmit impulses. These processes are specialized for the conduction of electrical impulses which allow communication among other tissue types.